Hi folks, welcome back to the Ask the R podcast. We're back from our big event in London. We're all fired up, and today I'm going to be talking to you about AI and automation in the planning space. So there's a lot of chat around AI, and I think initially probably it's just worth going back in time a little bit and understanding why the speed of AI and automation is what it is. And I'm old enough, I know it doesn't look it, I'm knocking on the door of 50. I've got a particularly vicious moisturising regime, which is why I look so youthful and young. And back when I bought my first computer, which was around 2001, 2002, you actually had to fill in a form in a newspaper and you had to tick the boxes for the various things that you wanted. Maybe you wanted a printer, maybe you wanted, I don't know, some sort of fancy screen, etc., etc. But these things were ginormous and huge. And then you folded it all up and you put it in the post and off it went. And I think you had a choice of Dell, Compaq and maybe IBM or something like that. Weeks went by and you waited, and then eventually these ginormous boxes turned up in the post. You ripped them open with super enthusiasm, stuck them in the loft in case the computer ever broke, because that's what we used to do back in the day, keep every cardboard box we had ever been sent. I suspect that there are some lofts in the UK that are just nothing but cardboard boxes. But once we've got the computer set up, if you were lucky and you were in an area where it was possible, you could actually connect to the internet. And internet was done through dial-up, basically. So you plugged a cable into the wall, and these dial-up modems let you access the internet. And if you were lucky, you could get onto a website through something called an internet service provider. And what did we do once we all got onto the internet? Well, there were very few websites for a start. Everything was aggregated through a central page, and you basically could send messages to your mates and form chat rooms and all that kind of good stuff. And brave new world, really. It was good. It was good fun. But because the internet was based around these big clunky lumps of technology, that was the barrier to the adoption of the internet. It took time to not only put the infrastructure in terms of cabling and all that kind of good stuff, but it actually took time for people to be able to have the wherewithal, the funding, the means, the space to have these large desktop computers. So it took 20 years to get good penetration with the internet worldwide, whereas now it's all on your mobile phone, isn't it? And when ChatGPT went live with, I think it was ChatGPT 3.5, so this is OpenAI's large language model in 2022, 2023, it was rolled out not only on the desktop but also a mobile app. So they've got instant market penetration. It took something like 6 months for them to get to their first 200 million users. They were at 100 million users in the first month, and that speed of adoption was basically enabled by the mobile phone. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because humans ultimately are just inherently lazy, aren't they? You know, we like to order food from our mobile phone, we like to order, whatever we need, we can get it in minutes through our phone. And because humans are lazy, when you give them a tool like ChatGPT, what are they going to do? They're going to use it to be lazy. They're going to produce poor quality content. They're going to produce poor quality articles. We've all seen the articles in LinkedIn that are full of M dashes and overuse of emojis and what's known as markup language. And it's just pretty shoddy, really. And I work with a lot of business owners to help them adopt AI. And they all want to look for ways to save money and accelerate growth, when really, where you should really start with is how you can best serve your customers. How can you give your customers the best experience possible? And to my mind, running an arboricultural and ecological consultancy, the best way to do that is to take the drudgery away from your staff, to enable them to do their best work, their human-centric work, to have those conversations with the architects, the planning consultants, the planners, the really important nitty-gritty work that can't be done by machines. So within our business, where are we using AI and automation at the moment? Well, we're using it for assisting with things like desktop studies. We're using it for doing menial tasks like following up to check that people's reports have been delivered and that they've landed in their inbox successfully. Local planning authorities now are starting to get access to tools to verify data to make sure that the documents that are coming through that need validating are all in order. And that is going to be really exciting because, as we all know, LPAs are massively underfunded. AI and automation can also be used on site. You can have AI-driven forms to assist with data collection, which is a really powerful thing. And where it can't be used at the moment is for report writing. And we have seen anecdotally our reports coming back through local planning authorities where they've either been ripped off by somebody that's asked us for a quotation, or somebody's just gone onto the planning portal and changed very few words basically to then try and support their own submission. And that really just doesn't work. Where's the future going with all of this? Well, from a general business perspective, voice is going to become huge. I think we're going to see less and less interaction with desktop computers and laptops, and we're going to see more and more interaction with people's phones and voice. So that's going to become a very powerful way of people accessing the internet. I think your website is going to become the back door to your business because AI agents are going to be doing the searching. And ultimately, the business that you're in today is not going to be the business you're in tomorrow if you don't start thinking about this. So let me know in the comments if you would like me to do some form of CPD workshop on AI and automation in arboricultural and ecological consultancy. More than happy to put something together like that. We've got a couple of questions that have come in from listeners, which I've got written down in the background there. And Debbie, who is one of our clients in, well, I can't actually say where she's based, but she's based in London, has said that she'd love to know whether she can create videos using AI. And ultimately, Debbie, yes, you can do. It is possible, and it's getting better and better and better. And I think where the smart play, where you should really use this, is for standard operating procedures. So potentially you want to create a video for your staff that shows them how to perform a particular task. You can do text to video prompting on things like Gemini, Google's Gemini VO platform. That is very good at the moment. The other question I had in was from Steve, he's one of our subcontractors, one of our arboricultural consultants. And Steve was wondering whether he could get it to actually write his arboricultural data tables up. Well, you can do, but it depends on the data going in the first place. So there's a lot of folk at the moment that are rushing to buy off-the-shelf tools to assist them with AI in their business. And really, I don't think that is a good place to start. I think the best place to start with AI in any business, regardless of whether it's an arboricultural consultancy, ecological consultancy, architectural practice, landscapers, I think really the place to start is to look at what those 2 or 3 real crucial bottlenecks are within your business, and then see if you can use it to assist your customers with their journey and free up your people to do their best work. So hopefully that little kind of peek behind the scenes has been useful. Moving forwards, our next podcasts are going to be the interviews that I talked about a couple of episodes ago. So we're really excited about that. It's going to be fantastic. So stick around, stay tuned. If you need any support or advice with tree or ecology surveys, the best place to go for that is our website, which is rover-group.co.uk, and there's links in there to connect to the team. Or you can go and look at the main YouTube channel, and there's lots of videos on there that will give you a heads up and a leg up and a push forwards, which is what we all need this time of year when we're coming out the other side of winter. So I'll catch you on the next one.